Let's be honest, building muscle is extremely difficult to do, especially when you're trying to work out from home and especially when you have very limited equipment. Well, in this video, I want to teach you how to build muscle specifically in your chest while working out from home while having very limited equipment. Hi, my name is Devin Ricker. I am a personal trainer and strength coach, and I help people just like you work out whether you have a gym or you have no equipment at all and work out in the most effective and efficient manner possible. Now, before we jump into these exercises, let's talk about why I've picked these 4 exercises among the hundreds of other exercises that we could potentially be doing for our chest. Well, first off, I've picked these because they really don't require any equipment at all, other than a few of them require dumbbells. So if you have dumbbells, that's excellent. If not, no worries. I'll give you a couple of different variations for those exercises. But not just because of the limited equipment that's available to you, but also because they're extremely effective. There are certain exercises that you can do and they're really difficult, but it doesn't mean they're effective in working that specific muscle that you're wanting to target. So we've talked about this in other videos, but what actually makes an effective exercise? There's a lot of different factors, but in short, as long as we're targeting the right muscle, and that is the limiting factor, that specific muscle, like if you want to target your chest, your arms aren't limiting you so much, but it's the chest more so. So that's a big positive. Another thing is, do you get a really good stretch in that muscle? And are you working it in a stretched position? So we're having a good full range of motion with a good stretch, and we're working it in that stretched position. A good example of an exercise that really doesn't work in the stretched position would be like, think about your shoulders doing a dumbbell lateral raise. They work really good in this part of the motion, but down here, when they're most stretched out, you're really not working them at all because the dumbbell, you could just swing back and forth all day long, right? So they get most of their work up there. So a good variation, like we've talked about in another video, would be to kind of lean over to the side, maybe on a bench or something like that, and just have a slight angle, and then the effort starts to get harder towards the most stretched position. So we're taking that into account with these exercises for building your chest. Now, with that in mind, let's go into exercise number 1, which is the dumbbell press. The dumbbell bench press is another name for that. So with these, if you have a bench, that's even better because you can stretch it out even more and go all the way back. Now, if not, what you can do is lay on the ground and have a small pillow or something behind your back so that you're just raised up just a little bit and you can get a little bit of a deeper stretch right there. The important thing with these is that you're going all the way down, getting a good stretch in that chest, and then all the way up and having a good contraction. Don't do any half reps or anything like that. Make sure you have a good full range of motion. Now, if you don't have dumbbells, another variation for this is what I like to do is weigh down a backpack. So just get a backpack. Everyone's got a backpack, right? Or a duffel bag or something similar. Weigh it down with books or whatever you can put in it. The thing that's great about that is you can make it like 10 pounds. You can make it 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. All the way up to however much the backpack will hold. From there, you can get it and just press it up just like that. And that goes for a lot of different home exercises. If you don't have the right equipment, like if you don't have dumbbells or anything like that, you can use a backpack or a duffel bag or something like that. Just make sure to weigh it out so you know exactly how much it weighs. All right, so moving into exercise number 2, we have push-ups with your feet elevated. Now, what that's going to look like is a normal push-up, but your feet are elevated on a bench, a couch, a chair, something like that. And what that's essentially going to simulate is like an incline press with dumbbells or a barbell or something. So what it's going to do is it's really going to target the upper chest. And recent research has shown us that when you target the upper chest with exercises, not only do you hit the upper chest more than if you're doing like a normal pressing motion, but you're also still going to hit the lower and the mid chest just as much as on those normal pressing motions, which is awesome. It's like a 2-for-1 special. So whenever you're hitting the chest, make sure to do something where you're hitting the upper chest at least 1 time per week. And that's going to be really valuable to you overall. Now that's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, we're going to go into a different variation of the push-up, which is the deficit push-up. Now, if you have those dumbbells, that will work for this. If not, you can have your hands up on yoga blocks or books or something like that, or even chairs. But basically what you want to do is have your hands elevated off the ground so that you can go all the way down and get a deep stretch and you're actually stretching past your hands. Just like I talked about on the dumbbell press where you're really stretching out the chest, here on the deficit push-up, you're really stretching out the chest as well. Now, a variation of this, if you aren't strong enough to do deficit push-ups, is you could simply do it on your knees. And trust me, that still works just as well. I'll still do it, and I'm strong enough to do deficit push-ups, but if like I'm ending a workout or something, or if I'm really fatigued, or my chest is just shot, I can still do deficit push-ups on my knees, and it just totally targets that chest and totally just wears me out. It's a really great exercise, so I recommend trying that out. That's exercise number 3. Now, exercise number 4, the last one we're gonna go into, is dumbbell flies. Now, keep in mind, you can do this with like 2 bags on either side, 2 duffel bags. But with the dumbbells, the reason I like this exercise, you're gonna go out, really get a good stretch. Think about it. It's actually working mostly in the stretched position. And then when you get to like right here, the dumbbells aren't working so much. But when you get out like that, that's when it's really hitting that stretched muscle. We're actually working the muscle in the lengthened position. You can do these as a partial where you're just going halfway up, and that works totally fine because like I said, the top half, you're getting some work maybe, but it's not like super valuable. You may be better off just getting more reps, but at the bottom position. So just whenever you're doing it, make sure that you have a slight bend in your arms. Make sure you're going all the way down as far as your shoulders will allow you. And I also like to kind of tuck it in just a little bit. See how my arms are slightly down? They're not up like this because right there, I can't go as far back. It kind of hurts the shoulder just a little bit. But if I just slightly tuck it in at an angle like that, I can go way further back, get a way deeper stretch in my chest, and then go from there. You can also do this if you have a bench. You can also do it on an incline. And just like I talked about earlier, where we want to hit the upper chest a little bit more, maybe than the lower chest, that's a really good way to do it as well. So those are the 4 exercises. Give those a shot. I think you'll see your chest grow significantly. And on top of these exercises, make sure you're following fundamental principles to help you grow your muscle as efficiently as possible. And if you want to know more about that, check out this video right here, and I guarantee you're going to get some value out of it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video.